7.6 is about natural logarithms. What's kind of nice about this section is it's kind of a repeat of the last couple sections, but with just natural logs as opposed to logs base 10. We talked about natural logs before, where the base of a natural log, so your natural log of, who cares, 10, the base is actually that letter E. Okay, remember that E is the base of a natural log. And that's going to lead us into what we're going to do in this particular chapter or section. So if we take the problem 2 times the natural log of 15 minus the natural log of 75, I need to condense it. They wanted me to write it as a single logarithm. Remember, this number out front is multiplied. Multiplication becomes an exponent. It's natural log of 15 squared minus the natural log of 75. What is subtraction paired with? Subtraction is paired with division. So if I'm going to one logarithm or condensing, it's the natural log of 15 squared divided by 75. Again, we just punch that in our calculator. You end up with the natural log of 3. So here we're solving. Now, we have to go from logarithmic form to exponential form. So what's my base? My base of a natural log is E. Circle the base, cross the river. You get x minus 3 squared equals e to the 4th. Okay, well, you could go ahead and try to FOIL this out and everything else, but why not take the easy route and take the square root, get rid of the square? Okay, remember, taking the square root, let's make this a little bit easier, is the same thing as taking it to the 1/2 power. So e to the 4th to the 1/2 power. That's how I'm going to get half and the 2 cancel. Get x minus 3 equals e squared. But remember, you're taking the square root, so it's got to be plus or minus. There's 2 answers. Okay, so what do we do now? Well, we add 3, so x equals 3 plus or minus e squared. And this is a simple matter of just punching in your calculator. 3 plus e squared and then 3 minus e squared. If you did that, you'd get 10.39, about 10.39. Or minus e squared gives you negative 4.39. Make sure you plug it back in, check for extraneous solutions. You'll find that they both work. Watch for round-off error. Now solving when it's in exponential form, back the other way. What we have to do is isolate your exponents. So how do I do that? Subtract 2, I get 4e to the 2x equals 14, divide by 4. I get e to the 2x equals the 3.5. You can reduce it to 7/2. That's fine. I would prefer you go 7/2 than the 3.5. But we're going to deal with decimals anyway, so it really doesn't matter. When you get to this point now, remember, you had to take the log last chapter. Well, my base is e, so how do I undo e? You do the natural log of both sides. Okay, what does that do? Well, that's going to take this 2x and bring it in front. So you get the 2x of natural log of e equals the natural log of 7/2. Well, the nice thing about it, and we talked last chapter that like the log of 10 base 10 cancel, or the log of 4 base 4 cancel. Well, what do you think the natural log of e? Obviously the base is e. What's going to happen? Well, it's going to cancel. Punching your calculator, you get 1. So you end up with 2x equals the natural log of 7/2. Whatever that gives me in my calculator, divide by 2. I end up with x is about 0.626.